loud as it gets. You want to put headphones on? Yeah, I have headphones. No, I'm good. Thanks, though. It's really quiet over here. Yeah.
And we're live, everyone. Hi, Shepherd, you, my friends. You guys know Dusty. But girls, can you introduce yourself?
You go first.
I'm Riley Bacon.
I'm Sasha Quintanilla.
Yeah. The coolest I've ever heard your name said. Quintanilla.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
You have cool last names. Riley's last name is Bacon. Like that's the coolest last name.
Yeah, I know. Her name is so cool. Like it's not common.
No.
I love it.
Yeah.
You guys in? Whose D group are you in?
Okay, you go first.
I'm in 9th grade and I'm in Kimberly Gold's D group.
I'm in 9th grade too, and I'm in Taylor Peña's D group. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, we are live and we are talking today about what we're going to talk about on Wednesday at D groups. Little plug for you if you're not in D groups, just register at shepherd.com.
Yeah.
So we're talking about at D groups this week, jealousy versus celebration. So to kick us off today, here's what we want to know, girls. Who would you switch, what celebrity, not just any person, what celebrity would you switch places with if you could?
Ooh, that's a good question. Wait,
I have no clue.
I would say Sadie Robertson.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do not know who that is.
She's the girl from, what was the show?
Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty. She's the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was like, she went like dancing or something.
Okay. Yeah.
That's so funny. Riley, what about you?
Well, I kind of have a little obsession with the Kardashians. So,
This is crazy about them.
I don't know. It would probably be Kylie or Chloe.
Okay, like I don't know much about Chloe. Kylie's the one with like the lip kit and all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't really know about that.
I like it. Dusty, what about you? Which celebrity would you switch places with?
Well, full disclosure, Brianna and I talked about this earlier, but I had a pretty quick response, and it's based on something. So I'm going to tell you what it's based on. So I'm thinking, whose influence would I want, but also seems cool and I wouldn't mind looking like? And that would be The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Because like, he's one of the most famous, influential people in the world, and he's built like a house, right? Like, the man is a monster. So that'd be, The Rock.
I like it.
That's my uncle. He's like,
It's so complicated. Like, I don't know. It's really hard to choose. I'm jealous. If we're talking about who I'm jealous of Zendaya. Like, I think
Yes.
like she's flawless, and she like is in all these movies, and she sings and she acts and she dances and does all these things. But I don't know if I'd want to. If I'm honest, this is so lame. Don't make fun of me. But I would want to switch places with Oprah.
Yeah. Influence.
Yeah, Oprah or Ellen. Ellen, like they both have the coolest. I wouldn't want to necessarily, but I like the influence that they have. I love that they have like Kelly Clarkson has a talk show now too, and she's
Yeah.
like maybe I don't know. So many fun choices. Anyway,
Zendaya, Silas, right here, my 11-year-old, he had a crush on her for a while because he really liked her in The Greatest Showman, and then she was in Spider-Man. So
I love it. Okay, so let's see. I want to know if anyone, while we're talking, if anyone watching, if you have someone a celebrity that you would want to switch places with, who would it be? Let us know in the chat. Let us know. Okay. So we have a little game. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay.
ready.
Have you played Would You Rather before?
Yeah.
I don't need to explain the rules. Okay, for those of you watching, you can also play along with us in the chat. Just put a number 1 for the first option or number 2 for the second option. Okay, here we go. Would you rather, this isn't just any would you rather, this is would you rather quarantine addition?
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, here we go. Our first one is, would you rather be quarantined with Bigfoot or be quarantined with unicorns?
Unicorns.
Yeah, unicorn. I would say be quarantined with unicorns. That's so much more fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Bigfoot could be really cool.
You'd be so tall.
More security, more protection from Bigfoot.
Okay, that's true.
Unless the unicorn is magical, right?
Yeah.
What kind of unicorn isn't magical?
Exactly. So I'm sticking with unicorn.
I don't know. I feel like Bigfoot, I feel like he would have a personality, and I'm not sure if the unicorns would really have a personality. I feel like Bigfoot could be like my friend.
Have you ever seen the 80s movie Harry and the Hendersons?
Yes.
Right?
But I know what you're talking about.
I'd be down with that Bigfoot. He's awesome.
Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
I feel like
It's
Bigfoot
good.
wouldn't fit in my apartment.
Yeah.
But would unicorns fit in your apartment?
They're shorter, so they would get along with my pets, like my cats.
What
Okay.
if the unicorn pooped gold? Then we'd all be
Yeah,
So rich.
for sure.
Very cool.
Next one. Here we go. You're to be quarantined at home for 7 days, or be in class all day with your least favorite subject for 2 days. Quarantined at home for 7 days.
I choose home.
Yeah.
I would be home too.
House for like 25 million days. Ooh, I feel like that's
Yeah.
Let's see what they're saying on YouTube.
I think you'd have to be a really, really extreme extrovert to choose number 2, right? Because you'd be like, well, I'm still with people, not alone. I'm an introvert, so
Yeah.
7 days at home is like a vacation.
That's true. Okay, here we go. Next one. Would you rather have Netflix as your only streaming platform, parents always watching with you, or Disney Plus as your only streaming platform with your siblings always watching with you? That's a good question.
That is a good question. I would say Disney Plus because Brenda is always watching Disney Plus with me, like anything on Disney Plus. But yeah, I would choose that one.
I don't know. I kind of have to choose Netflix because I don't really watch shows with my sister.
Is she a lot younger?
No, she's a lot older than me.
Oh, got you.
Dusty, what about you?
Well, okay, this is honestly the first thing that came to my mind, and it's going to be silly, like not silly, but it's going to be like, oh, but I would choose number 1 because I only have one parent left, and that would mean my dad is back. So I would love to watch Netflix with my dad and mom.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
That's very
What about you, Brianne?
Okay, so the only thing I can think of about watching Netflix with our parents is how we talked in Summer with Shepherd Youth for like an entire time about how awkward people are watching Netflix with their parents.
Yes.
Literally, I'm not joking you, Dusty. Every single girl in the room was like, oh, every time there's something weird or uncomfortable, I act like I have to go to the bathroom. And they
Yes.
go to the bathroom. I was like, guys, you can just tell your parents you don't want to watch it or it's uncomfortable because your parents are probably just as uncomfortable as you.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, that's so hard. I don't know. Because I think it would, either is fun. I watch with my dad. We like watch a lot of TV together, like growing up and even when I go back home. So I'll say Netflix, but also Disney Plus. My brothers would just make fun of everything we watched on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. You're all out of toilet paper. Would you rather wipe with a leaf that could be, you don't know, poison ivy, or wipe with a pine cone?
Pine cone.
I feel like if it looked like poison ivy, but I didn't know for sure, that's not worth the risk.
Right.
I don't know. That's a tough decision.
Have you ever had poison ivy rash?
Yes.
Yeah, you probably haven't had poison ivy. That's why they don't.
Could be poison ivy. It's not.
It could be poison ivy, so it might not
I
be.
would choose the first one.
Yeah, pine cone seems too.
Risky. The pine cone-
I've never had poison oak there, but I've had poison oak on my face and arms and chest and belly, and it was terrible. So wiping with it? I mean, I'd just do the pine cone and be really careful.
Cameron on YouTube made a good point though. A pine cone wouldn't really get anything. Like it's not really.
I wouldn't do that. I'd break pieces of it off.
Okay, like tiny.
Like a scooper, just a little.
It could have ants though, so I'm like.
It's true. I'll take ants over poison oak though.
Anyways, okay. Here we go.
This is the Netflix moment where you want to leave the room. I understand.
I don't like anything.
Or, whatever this season is, would you want to only be able to watch Frozen 2 or only be able to watch Tangled?
I would have to choose Tangled because like she's like kind of like relating to us because she's in a castle and in quarantine. So yeah.
Saturday morning, the usual morning. It's literally a quarantine song.
Yeah.
I would have to choose Frozen 2. I don't really like Tangled.
Really? I think you did.
No.
Look at Rand's face.
It's acceptable for you to choose Frozen 2 because I think it's an excellent movie. However, it's not acceptable that you don't like Tangled. It is the single most underrated Disney film.
Yeah.
She's the best princess by far.
Just pretty hair.
So
Well, yeah, she has pretty hair, but the beginning is kind of boring. The ending is the best part.
I like the whole movie.
To me, it is.
She's the only princess that like doesn't care about her beauty in order to make the fairy tale happen. Like, she's the best. Dusty, what
yes.
Frozen 2, because I haven't seen Tangled, and so there's a shot that I wouldn't like it, and so
Dusty,
but
you have to watch Tangled tonight. You have to watch it.
I have 2 boys. I don't know if they would be down. We're watching Cobra Kai right now, so
They will like Tangled. Silas, I know, will like Tangled. It is a great.
and they may have seen it. I'll have to ask. They've seen many cartoons that I haven't, and that would be
Not
one.
the Tangled. That's important. Not the TV series.
Oh, right.
Okay, sorry, I got really passionate about that one. Next question, we can do probably 2 more. Okay, would you rather live off of canned meats or live off of only canned veggies?
Can we cook the canned meats?
I think you can cook it. I'm gonna say you can cook it.
I would say live off of canned veggies because like I would get really sick if I had so much meat.
I feel like
Yeah.
the veggies. I feel like the meats would taste weird out of the can. That would just.
I'm not a big canned meat person. Dusty?
Well, I'm gonna go meat just because of protein, because it's the rest of your life, like live off. But I'm with you on because eventually your stomach would have to get used to whichever one you choose, right?
Right.
And I'd want protein.
Vegetable. You could eat a ton. You would just have to eat a ton of food.
That's true. That's true. You could get like different veggies that have some protein in. That's true.
And I feel like there's variety with vegetables than meat.
Right.
Like you're kind of stuck to like a few things. Veggies, you could get like different vitamins and stuff going for your body.
I'm converted.
I converted Dusty to canned veggie quarantine.
Yes.
I love it. What are we saying here on the? What about canned chocolate, Rachel? That is not a thing. Canned chocolate is not a thing.
That's the thing I wanted to say.
Okay, here we go. Next one. Would you rather be stuck inside with video games but no bathroom? Or be stuck outside with an outhouse but no video games?
Outhouses seem so weird.
I would be the second one because, yeah, I would definitely choose the second one.
Like, I'm not stuck outside with no bathroom. I'm stuck inside with no bathroom.
That's a tough decision.
Yeah, and like you can't really get rid of like the smell or anything.
Yeah. See, I love video games, but that just seems nasty, so I would choose the second one.
I agree. Dusty, do you have any kind of? Can we make a plea for this first one?
Oh, the first one? No, I mean I'm number 2, but I guess no, because you're stuck. See, you can't even use well, I'm a guy, so I can go anywhere because you're inside. You're stuck inside. So
You
know.
For all of us.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's
Me personally, I'm going number 2 because you're also outside, so you have so much more places to go and see and fresh air.
good point.
Through the hole.
The floor.
Well, ladies, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I miss you a lot. They were in my D group, and now they're with Rachel and Monet, and it makes me super sad, but it's okay. I guess I'll give you over. I love you guys so much. Thanks for
We
joining.
love you too.
Bye,
Thank
girls.
you so much. Bye.
Okay, Dust, we got a few more minutes here. And so what we want to do, like I told everybody earlier, we're talking about jealousy versus celebration on Wednesday. And you actually are talking with Caleb in our videos for this week. And I'm super excited. So much good stuff. But can you kind of give us a snapshot of what jealousy and celebration, envy, all those things that all go together, what does that look like? How would you define jealousy and envy?
Okay. Well, I think there's a bunch of ways to define it, but here's just one way that I think all of us can relate. When we see someone get something that we want, and I'm not necessarily thinking of, it can be things that they get, like stuff that we want. Someone gets a new car, you're jealous of them because of the car. That's certainly true. But even probably more so at the age we all are, from being middle school, high school, up to my age. When you see people get attention that you want, to be loved in ways that you wish you were, the feeling that you have on the inside, that's something that jealousy and envy is. And I think that psychologically, what envy does is it tells you, I mean, it's not like it's an actual thing, it's you, but this feeling says, I deserve that. So like Brienne got this great opportunity and I'm really jealous of that opportunity. And I start to tell myself, if I allow myself to go down that hole, that I deserve that. And then I start to do this thing where I'm like, she doesn't deserve it. And here's why. And, but obviously God says we need to learn to celebrate people for a lot of different reasons. And so we'll talk some about that.
That's so good. I've never really thought about it, but I feel like you kind of framed it where jealousy turns to envy. Like you can't necessarily control those first feelings you have. It might be sadness or, whatever that feeling in your gut is, you can't necessarily control that. But like as it lingers, it turns to this envy that you said makes me say, well, they don't deserve it, I deserve it. And lots of things can come from that. So that's good. I love it. We were talking earlier and you had kind of pointed out to me this illustration or I guess like exercise to try to understand what the feeling of jealousy or envy might feel like. So walk us through that.
Okay. So these are super general. All right. I'm going to do a girl guy thing. And the way I describe it may not fit your personality. I understand that. But you're all smart enough. You can choose the things you care about. But all right, girls, you're back at school. You're in the lunchroom. And there's this new girl that everybody's talking about. And she walks into the lunchroom and she is gorgeous, right? Like so pretty, so cute. but you're listening to all the guy friends at your lunch table that you hang out with. Some of them had her in the class before, and they're like, yeah, she's hot, but she's also super smart, and she told these jokes, and she's so funny. So the question is to kind of just get this feeling as an experiment is, okay, you see her, you hear about her, she walks by you. How do you feel about her? Like, do you want to be her best friend and and some people, if you're honest, would say, yes, I do want to be her best friend. But if you were honest, it would probably be to be near that praise and attention, right? So guys, again, general, you're in the gym, you're playing a pickup game with a bunch of guys, or you're at the park playing a pickup game. This new kid comes and he's amazing. Like, he's 15 and he can dunk, and he's not even crazy tall, right? He's just like super, he's got ups, hops, whatever the kids are calling it these days, and he can dunk. And he's not cocky. Like, he's not one of those punks that are like, he doesn't talk smack, but you can tell he knows that he's good, right? All right. So you leave the gym, you're walking out, and he's like, peace out. And he gets into his car, and it's like whatever car you think's amazing, right? A Ferrari, a Porsche. I'm not a car guy, whatever. I just know he's not getting into a 2005 Honda Accord, right? And you see him get in this car, he rolls his windows down, he has this amazing stereo system, and he drives by you really, really cool. I mean, like the one-handed, like cool to where you're down, right? So you could be thinking, how do you feel? And what story, girl or guy, what narrative do you begin to imagine in your mind who this person is? That will give you a feeling of maybe how you deal, at least initially, with some jealousy and what it could lead to some envy.
That's so good. I think the first thing, like, if I'm honest, it would probably be like, I would want to point out all the things that might be wrong with them. Like, yeah, sure, they have that, but I bet X, Y, and Z, and like create this narrative about the negative things in their life. That would, because I think I deal with comparison a lot. And so that initial, like, okay, well, they might be better at this or prettier or whatever than me, but I bet I'm smarter, or I bet I love Jesus more. Like, that's the kind of, that's definitely like especially when I was in high school, that's like my initial reaction for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. So, I don't want to go too much into it and ruin Wednesday or anything, but
right.
Kind of let us know where we're going this Wednesday.
Cool. Well, here's something that I don't think I unpacked really in the lesson. It's really just a statement, but so I don't think it would give much away. But I do think that when we move from just the initial feelings of jealousy, that we really can't help, right? I mean, like how you feel in that moment, and which feelings aren't bad, right? They just are. It's what you do with it. But when we allow it to the envy to kind of start to create a narrative about that person, like you just said, like, oh, I bet they are. We make these assumptions. I think that what that does in me and what that does in all of us is it's a way to distract ourselves from stuff we actually don't like about ourselves. And so the hard work, what's on the other side, I mean, part of what we're going to talk about Wednesday is learning to celebrate other people honestly, with a good heart, all of that. But also maybe the flip side of the work, like, oh, I got to fight against envy, I have to fight against jealousy. Yes, but maybe also what you have to do is take an honest look at what that envy reveals about what you don't like about you. I'm not talking about like oh, I hate myself, I'm so ugly, I'm such a bad athlete, I'm such a whatever. No. What is it in you that's insecure that brings out this narrative that, like, oh, she's probably like this and he's probably a punk and like this or whatever? What is it about you? And that's hard. Listen, 44 years old, that is hard work. So if you can begin doing some of that work now and asking some of those hard questions with mom or dad, like, hey, I just feel kind of jealous about this person, but I think some of it's because I feel like this about me. Oh my goodness, right? Like, as a parent, like, that's the stuff, because then, God can use that, change you, mold you, make you way more confident. And here's the thing, and this is not, should not be a goal, but I just thought of it, and I'm going to end with it because it's funny and kind of true, but it shouldn't be your goal. The more truly confident you become, people are jealous of that. And then hopefully God will work with them and work on them or whatever. But man, true confidence is pretty amazing, right? So.
No, I love that you pointed out both sides of it. Like, yeah, you work to not be jealous and to celebrate people, but part of that work is acknowledging where you fell short of that. And I think, like, I know for several of you that I've talked to that can identify with, like, my personality and my story, like, I tended to tell myself that I was happy for the person and tell myself I'm not jealous and say you're not allowed to be jealous and that's da-da-da-da-da. But, like, I have to acknowledge that the feelings that are almost involuntary, like, involuntary, I can't say the word, like, those things are still ugly. Like, those things still need to be acknowledged. Even if I didn't make this conscious choice to be jealous, but it just came up in me, like, that's still something I have to acknowledge and deal with. And so I think that this is going to be a really good week. And I think we're going to be able to kind of talk through some tools to help you guys practically do that. Like, not just tell yourself, oh, I can't be jealous, I need to celebrate this person, but how do we actually do that in our life?
Yeah.
I'm super excited to unpack that. I love it. Anything else that you have for us about jealousy, Dusty?
No, I'll tell you the acronym, but I'm not going to tell you the words. So we're going to talk about 3 things to help you deal with all the ways that it relates to our soul. And so it's PAC, P-A-C. That's going to be the action steps. So I'm not going to tell you what they are yet. You have to be there at D groups. Yeah, PAC, that's exactly right. P-A-C, Pac-Man.
Like, jealousy, like, eats us alive.
Ooh, see, I didn't even go there. I love it. I could, it was just so I would remember it. But when you can make it fit,
It's even better. Look at that.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thanks, Dust. I'm excited for this Wednesday. We had some, I don't know about your guys' group, we had, like, awesome conversations last week. So I hope that we have more.
Yeah. Amen. Ditto.
I love it.
I'll see all the 11th and 12th grade guys Wednesday night.
And I'll see the 7th and 8th grade girls.
Woo.
Well, cool. That's all we have. If you're like, what are they talking about? What's going on Wednesday? You aren't plugged in. We started D groups back up, which are basically small groups for 6th through 12th grade students. So I really hope that you'll join us. It's really been, I know it's Zoom and people are exhausted of Zoom, but, like, it's been, I think, a fresh enough way to do Zoom that I haven't gotten tired of it on Wednesday nights. So I hope that even if you're, Zoomed out, that you will join us. Registration's open at shepherdyouth.com.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have. We'll see you guys either on campus or online for services, which start in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
I love it. And I'm going to be watching.
Word. Love you, Brian.
Love you too, dude.
Love y'all.
Guys, we love you.